Hi guys, welcome back to Lost in My Library. My name is Kate, and today I am doing the classics book tag. If you know me, I'm a big fan of classic literature. I love a lot of different ones. I found different stories I didn't think I was going to like all that much, and I think that a lot of classics still hold a lot of merit in their own right for talking about different things. So, let's just get on to it. So, the first question is an overhyped classic you really didn't like. I'm going with a classic murder mystery, and that is going to be Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. I read And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. That was my first introduction to Agatha Christie, and I loved it. It's still one of my all-time favorite novels. And then I started reading Crooked House, which is supposedly one of her own favorite novels she wrote. I haven't finished Crooked House, but I was liking it. And then I was like, okay, let's try Murder on the Orient Express. So, and I hated it. I did not like Murder on the Orient Express. A lot of things didn't make sense. The deductions did not make sense. The ending is terrible. I really don't like the ending. I think I finally figured out what I kept calling it racist, and I was trying to figure out what, I think it's xenophobic. It's very xenophobic. Stereotypes are taken as logical deductions. That is really dumb. Like, that's the entirety of the book. It's stereotypes is logical deductions. No. Half the book is character introductions, which would be fine if it was a 300-page book. I hate it. It's not great. If we want to go for a classic play, I also really do like Macbeth by Shakespeare. Still not my favorite. Like, it is what it is. I liked it better than Murder on the Orient Express, but yeah. My least favorite Shakespeare play. Favorite time period to read about. I like Victorian. I like the Victorian time period of, like, the later, kind of darker, because early Victorian is not as dark as later Victorian. If you know me, I love my Sherlock Holmes. So late Victorian time period is my favorite. Sometimes I can find a good romance period novel. Those are few and far between. I think Virginia Woolf, who I found to be hilarious. I love Virginia Woolf. I think she's just a really, really cool person to read. Yeah. Next one is favorite fairy tale. I don't know if I have a favorite fairy tale. The tag I'm looking at says Rapunzel. I think. Yeah, that's what it looks like. I haven't read a lot of fairy tales. Fairy tales I've read Peter Pan. Does Peter Pan count as a fairy tale? I didn't really like it. I like the movie a lot better. I guess I could go with Rapunzel. Okay. Anyways. What is the most embarrassed classic you haven't read it yet? Ooh. Like, being a horror fan, I haven't read Dracula. I haven't read Frankenstein, which is pretty embarrassing. The only Jane Austen novel I've read is Pride and Prejudice. I need to read more Jane Austen, quite obviously. I own a lot of classics. I'm looking at my shelves right now. I haven't read The Great Gatsby. Yeah, still haven't read it. I didn't read it in high school. Yeah. I think that's it. I've read, like, all the big Shakespeare plays. I think that's it. Okay. top 5 classics you would like to read soon. Dracula, Frankenstein. These are no particular order. I own the Three Musketeers. I kind of want to read that. Why is it like... I don't know. I'm looking. Phantom of the Opera, I would like to read at some point. I don't have a Shakespeare play I'd really like to read at any point. Yeesh. Sense and Sensibility. Why not? Cause why not? Sense and Sensibility. Alright. Favorite modern book / series based on a classic. Oh, they said the Lunar Chronicles. I do like the Lunar Chronicles. Or I've read the first book. I haven't continued with that series. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, does any, like, vampire book, like, based off of, like, Dracula, does that count? No, I think the Lunar Chronicles is probably my favorite. I really, really enjoy the Lunar Chronicles. This is book... Well... Modern... Okay, I think it's books. Okay. So I can't say TV show. Modern TV show. I can't say Sherlock. Okay. Favorite movie version / TV series based on a classic. Ooh, here's a hot take. I mean, I like the Pride and Prejudice with Keira Knightley. Like, who doesn't? If you've read it. I'm going to say Sherlock. The show Sherlock. I am in love with Sherlock. I love that show. It's so good. So good. If you haven't read Sherlock, what are you doing? Or seen Sherlock, what are you doing with your life? Seriously, I question it. I went to watch the Dracula series with that Moffat and Gatiss has recently put on Netflix. I want to watch it. Looks really good. I'm very scared to get attached to another Moffat and Gatiss show though, because we all know how that goes. I looked at the Wikipedia, it says they started working on it in 2017. It took them 3 years. 3 years to do this. That makes me nervous. Very, very nervous. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna say Sherlock. Sherlock's obviously my favorite. I love Sherlock. Worst classic to movie adaptation. I haven't watched a lot of classic to movie adaptations. I've seen some Shakespeare adaptations. What did they say? Jane Eyre. Haven't found an awesome adaptation of Jane Eyre. I haven't seen any adaptation of Jane Eyre. You can't say the Pride and Prejudice adaptation. It's, you can't. With Keira Knightley. You can't. I've seen some really good Shakespeare adaptations, though. I've seen the one with Mel Gibson as Hamlet. Seen that one. I've seen the 12th Night adaptation with Ben Kingsley, Helena Bonham Carter, and I still don't know her name. She's the woman who plays Umbridge in Harry Potter. I still don't know what her name is. That one's really good. I've seen a Tempest one where they changed the main sorcerer dude to be a sorceress, and that was actually pretty good as well. He didn't show us any bad adaptations. And I don't know. I don't know. Favorite editions you'd like to collect more classics of? I like the felt editions of Barnes & Noble has. I really like those kind of books. They're really nice and they look really pretty. So I want to collect all of them at some point. An underhyped classic you'd recommend to everyone. I love Pride and Prejudice. I think that was hyped. enough. Ooh. Orlando. Well, okay, this is a nonfiction, or a more of a literary fiction kind of one. A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf. I think it's hilarious. I love everything that she wrote in that one, so highly, highly recommend A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf. What else? I'm thinking about my, can I go for modern classic? Like, if you haven't read Toni Morrison, read Toni Morrison. Read her. She is amazing. Rest in peace, Toni Morrison. Okay, read Toni Morrison. Read her. She is very, very, very good. Yeah, it's just, you need to. Modern classic, very, very good. Okay. And I think that's the end. I think that's the end of the tag. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.